balancing the needs of your business and your employees has never been more important. Do both with Concur Expense. Speed up your finance processes, ensure compliance, and pay your employees on time when you automate your expenses. And with a handy mobile app, your teams can work from anywhere while focusing on what matters most, the bottom line. Move your business forward with SAP Concur Solutions. Visit concur.com to learn more.
On today's Smart 7, good news on inflation, the Lionesses finally roar, and lots more. It's Thursday the 17th of August, it's Black Cat Appreciation Day, and happy birthday Robert De Niro.
The Smart 7, it's news but not the news.
There was some good economic news on Wednesday as inflation fell sharply, down almost 1% on 6.8%. The figures published by the Office for National Statistics reveal that the Consumer Price Index CPI fell to its lowest level since before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak was quick to claim credit, saying the fall in inflation shows his plan to halve the rate by the end of the year is working, and he insisted he would get it done. Treasury Minister John Glenn MP praised the government's decision to not commit to extra spending or borrowing as an active choice, which has contributed to falling inflation rates.
It's the government's top priority to get it down, to halve it this year. And having a grip on public spending, those are choices that I have made and the government has made.
The fall may not be enough, however, to prevent more rate increases as the Bank of England chases its 2% inflation target. And Professor of Economics at King's College London and former Chief Economist of the Cabinet Office, Jonathan Ports, says it's hitting the poorest the hardest.
What these figures also show is that inflation continues to hit the poorest households hardest. We're redistributing money from the relatively poor people to the rich. The government has to do something about that.
Labour's Deputy Leader Angela Rayner was busy pointing out that prices are continuing to rise just at slower rates.
Well, they're not going up at the rapid rate that they were, but I would suggest that saying that they're easing is probably a bit too optimistic. People are unfortunately going to be paying more, and inflation is having a really serious impact on the household income.
More details emerged on Wednesday about the apparent Russian spy ring that had been operating in the UK. Scotland Yard had disclosed that 5 people, 3 men and 2 women, were arrested on suspicion of an offence under the Official Secrets Act on February 8th, and 3 of them have now been charged by the Met Police with identity offences. They're accused of posing as American journalists with IDs for the Discovery Channel and National Geographic amongst the materials seized. Former head of the National Counter-Terrorism Security Office, Chris Phillips, says the alleged spies are potentially dangerous.
We know that Russians are actively killing people and have been killing people across Europe and in the UK. We don't know exactly what these have been up to. That will become clearer, hopefully, at the trial date.
Former MI6 intelligence officer Harry Ferguson says it's all a bit of a shambles, and MI5 only broke the story because of the legal necessity of the trial.
If these guys were agents at all, just looking at the way they're set up, the amount of time they've been in the country and the fact they possessed just that sheer number of forged documents suggests they're what we call in the trade facilities agents. What you're really after are the intelligence agents. They're the ones who are going to make the contacts and steal your secrets. And we don't seem to have any leads in that area at all.
Russia has spent the week since the Black Sea grain deal lapsed hammering the Ukrainian port of Odessa and surrounding areas with missile and drone attacks. The latest wave of attacks caused fires and explosions at one of the ports in the Danube River that Ukraine had been using to avoid the Black Sea blockade. But Putin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov says that Russia would still be happy to resume the deal if sanctions on Russian exports are lifted.
Russia and President Putin has already said this 100 times. We are ready to return to the deal immediately. It's just that the deal must be implemented in terms of the part that concerns Russia. So far, this hasn't been done.
Meanwhile, the trade director of Nibulon, one of the largest exporters of grain in Ukraine, says they're taking advantage of the support from neighbouring NATO countries.
We will keep our independence in taking of decisions and in control on our export chain in order to keep our advantages and be on a strong side.
Last week saw Andy Malkinson finally officially cleared of a Greater Manchester court rape conviction which saw him spend 17 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Now new documents have emerged which suggest that the DNA of another suspect was identified in 2007. That's just 3 years after Andy was convicted and jailed, and he could have been freed on appeal as long ago as 2009. More than 100,000 people have signed a petition asking for a review of his case, and his lawyer Emily Bolton says the failures by the Criminal Cases Review Commission are unacceptable.
And the human cost of that for Andy, for his family, but also, let's not forget, for the victim, all of that could have been spared if the Commission had done their job properly.
Still to come in the Smart 7, the Lionesses finally roar and Prince Harry is back on Netflix.
Right after this. Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
Welcome back.
Wednesday saw the second semi-final of the Women's World Cup as host nation Australia faced England. Australia's Sam Kerr got her first goal of the tournament after battling back from injury, but it wasn't enough to hold back the European champions. England finished 3-1 winners with goals from Ella Toone, Lauren Hemp and Alessia Russo sealing the win. They now face Spain in a World Cup final on Sunday at 11 a.m. with the chance to finally bring the bloody World Cup home. England's Georgia Stanway says they were delighted with the win.
Honestly, it doesn't get any better than this. This feels so good, and we've been thrown everything this tournament. We've faced everything, we've battled through everything, and this is exactly what we deserve. We've gone about our business so good, and yeah, this is exactly where we're meant to be.
England is heading for World Cup fever now in the run into Sunday's game, and it kicked off early as living legend actor Brian Bless popped up on Newsnight to give his own rendition of 3 lines. The Flash Gordon star, who apparently trained to become a Russian astronaut in Moscow and on a reunion island with NASA, says he's fully qualified for space, and he's pretty determined he's still young enough to get there.
I've done bloody Everest, and I've been to the North Pole, I've been to the Lost World, I've been to these places, for Christ's sake, and I want to get up. I will not make a pact with old age. That is all crap.
Prince Harry is back in the headlines, but this time it's not about him and his missus. It's all about his work for war veterans. He's released a slick new trailer for his Heart of Invictus documentary on Netflix ahead of the games, which kick off next month. The trailer for the limited series features the Duke of Sussex on stage at the Invictus Games, which he founded in 2014. Catch it August 30th on Netflix.
When I was a soldier, that meant the world to me. Once I was wounded, how do you define yourself then?
I've been fighting a long time.
Just drinking a lot, going out a lot.
I have flashbacks.
I would like to be the father playing with his kids, playing football.
If your goal was to make your family happy, you've achieved it.
My dad just scored there.
You have the heart of Invictus.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.